everybody. So we are doing a pyramid card. Now, this card was inspired by someone called Marta Debicka, who I saw on YouTube. And she'd done a version of this, but it wasn't done this way. It's done in a different way. But when I first saw it, before I saw her make it, I jumped to a conclusion on how it was made. And then when I saw her make it, I was like, oh, actually, I think I prefer doing it this way instead. So this is the card. And this folds down to fit in a 6x6 envelope. I would have preferred to have squished this way as well. But if you squish that way as well, you then can't put anything over that line. So if I squish it that way, I can then get away with it. And it's quite easy for the recipient to put together like that. Just give it a little bit of a little tweak, and there you have it. And then on the back, you've got space to write. So that's nice and easy. So yeah, so that is the card for today. Okie dokie. So the first piece we need of base card, you don't want to go too thick. So for this one, I used about a 200, 230 GSM, I would say. This one, again, I have gone for, this is probably about a 260, 270, something like that. Right, okay, so on this one, this is 6x12. We're going to score at 1 inch, at 6 inches, and at 7 inches. So like that. And then we are then going to grab a piece that is 1x6, and this is going to be our connecting tab, and we're going to score it halfway at 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's that one. So then your next piece is 6 inches by 8 1/4. If you are using letter size and you can do 8 1/2, that would be better. But if you're using A4, then go for 8. Just go for the width of the A4 page, which is 8 1/4. I've actually gone for 8 1/2 because this was out of my 12x12. So this one you want to score at 1 inch, at 4 inches, at 5 inches, and at 8 inches. So that's like that. And also this card hasn't got mats because you've got so much in the way of just so much going on. You don't really need mats. And then you need another piece that's 4 1/2 by 6. And this one you're just going to score every inch. So 1 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. There we go. So then we're just going to go ahead and fold and burnish. Right, and while we're on this, I'm going to go ahead and add red tape onto it now. And I add tape first and then do the trimming, the notching out, because I find it easier. It's a lot easier just to cut a bit of tape straight than having to notch it. So that's the tab, and then we're going to cut from the score line down towards the cut edge. I folded it in half, and so then that means you can then end up with that arrow, which is what you kind of want. You want to kind of notch it out a little bit. It's what you do on the end of a tab. So we're going to do that like that. So then if we start with this one, then actually let's not start with this one. Let's start with the front one. So the front one, I've just stuck that on, so I've got it ready, so I know what we're doing. So on this one here, we're going to put red tape or glue on this side here. I'm going to go with red tape. And then you can either fold it over and stick it like that. Actually, that sticks quite nicely. Or you can do it, however you can do it so it sticks flat. That's what you want to do. I found with my sample card, it worked better to kind of fold just the flap over and then stick it like that. But on this one, it's actually looking like it's going to stick better like that. But however it's going to stick flatter and not overlap, that's what you need to go for. So you want to make sure, whichever way you're sticking it down, I'm making mine fold flat. Actually, I'm going to make it fold that flat that way. So that's that piece. Then we're going to do the same with this one. So on the tab, I'm going to put my red tape. Again, you could use wet glue if you want to, just something strong. And then we are going to peel off the backing. And again, I just need to work out what is the best way of sticking this. So that's that one, that's that one. And then this one here, we are going to take the backing off one side. Ooh, take the backing off one side. Doesn't matter which edge you use, I'm going to use the big edge here. And we're going to line that cut edge up with the folded edge of your tab. And just stick that down like that. Give us a good stick. There we go. And then we're then going to fold it together like we have just done with that one. Okie doke. So that is your base pieces all put together. Right, so this is going to be the back. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and stick a white piece on, and this is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that's going to go on the back there. And before I stick it, I am just going to stamp a greeting. And then let's bring this one back in again, and I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the back of there. Okay, so I've stuck my white piece on the back, so I'm going to turn it over now. And then we'll start with this piece. So as you can see, it folds better flat that way. So I'm going to turn it over and put glue on this piece here. If you want to, you can stick your pattern pieces on before you assemble, but I sort of find it easier to do it after. So it's really up to you. So we're going to put glue all the way over there. My middle piece, when it folds flat, is going to squidge to the right hand side. And then, oh, that's the wrong way around. Okay, have I done it? Okay. So actually, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to do it so it all squidges off to the left, because that is the way that my back piece wants to swivel. So what we're going to do is you're lining it up. So if I'm making sure everything squidges off the same way. So that's the right way up. So mine's going to squidge off to the left this time. So because of that, I need to make sure that these little 1 inch pieces are both on the right hand side and the big pieces on the left. Does that mean? And then when you squidge it, when you stick it down, you want to line this edge up with this edge. So these both line up here. So then here you end up with a strip, and a strip, and then a large piece. I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to do the same with this one, except for this one, I want this to squidge the other way. So just for now, I'm going to have to, actually, can I do it this way? Yeah, I can do it this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this one, I want it to squidge the opposite way to the previous two. Otherwise, it won't fold flat in the envelope. You'll end up with whatever you stick on the front popping over the edge. So because of that, I'm going to line up. So this is my back here. This is my back piece. You can see the sticky piece. So that's the back, and I'm squidging it this way. So I want to line this edge up with this edge here. So that needs to line up like that. And that will make sure that this is 1 inch wide, because that's what you want it to be. So let me just turn this over. I'm going to add some glue onto here. I hope that doesn't sound too complicated to you. So let me turn this over. So I'm going to line up this edge with that line, that score line there. Like that. Make sure top and bottom line up. So this bit here, this panel below there, is what we're sticking. And then when you let go of it like this, and you prop it all up, there you have your card. Okay, so that's your base. And if you look, without proper tweaking it, it's a bit, but you can tweak it. Okay, so that is your card base done. So then in order to decorate, and it depends on how you want to decorate. So I'm decorating this one differently to how I did the sample card. So on the sample card, we'll call it pattern A, which is at the front. I did 3 pieces of pattern A on the side, the front, and the other side. Pattern B, again, side, front, other side. And pattern C, side, front, front, side, and I also did it as the back, as the kind of like a mat almost. So that's what I did for that one. But for this one, I'm doing it differently. So I've got different patterns. So I've got here, all your strips need to be 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4. Okay. And then it just depends on what you're putting where as to, you know, how many you need of them. So for this one, I'm going to put this pattern one here and here. I'm going to put my green yarn at the front and also the back, and then the pink is going to be my sides. So it's a bit, I'm going a bit woo with this one, but my pink's going to be on the sides. Okay, so that's how I'm going to stick it down. So I'm going to go ahead now and start sticking these on. But as I said, you can literally do them however you want to do them. It's really up to you. If you wanted to, and this is something that Marta did on hers, she had like we did with the panoramic panel card, you could get a piece, like a picture, and cut it up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections that were 3/4 of an inch, and then just lay them on so that you see the whole picture, and then make the sides somewhere else, or you can make the sides so that they are just leave them with the base card. It's really up to you how you want to do it. So that's your base done, and then we just need to work out what we are going to put on for decorations. Right, that's going to go on there like that, and then we just need a couple of other bits. Let me turn this around actually, and then I'm just going to make a little mark kind of roughly where I need the glue. I'm going to use wet glue because then I've got a bit of wiggle room. I think I'm going to go with the button punch. So I think I'm going to stick with the Just For You on there like that, and then I'm going to do the button punch on. So I'm going to use silicone glue so it stands up. There's all my buttons. They look cool. They look very cool. Now I'm just going to stick these on with this stuff. Pin flare glue, that's what it's called. So there we are, there's both of them. You like the crochet paper? Good, I'm glad. So there's the one we've just done. I'm not going to fold it flat just yet because I've still got glue drying. But this is going to go that way, that's going to go that way, and the front is going to go that way, basically. So if you've just tuned in, it does fold down. It fits in an envelope for a 6x6. So that is that. And then on the back, you've got space to write. That's what it looks like from the top. So yeah, so that's that one. And then this is the one I made. Here's one I made earlier. And I just used the denim and the knitted and then the crochet on the front. Well, they're both crochets, aren't they? And then obviously space on the back to write. So there you go. Thank you very much, everybody. So hopefully you liked it. Make sure you go and check out the Etsy shop. Obviously, it's over there now. So thank you for joining me, everybody, and I will see you all again next week. Bye, everyone.